So this is what we're going to make today, the butterfly and the box that has two parts. So a box for the butterfly to fit into. Okay, so to make our box, we take a regular piece of paper. Now you'll notice the paper is longer on one side than the other, as most papers are. Also, I will say that most often, in fact, perhaps always, origami paper is a square. So you might be wondering, I guess you could measure over a precise amount and make that a square. The easiest thing I've found to make a square, if you don't want to do all that measuring, and it doesn't make any difference in our fold today, is to just take this short edge, fold it at an angle so it lines up with that top edge all the way across. And when you've done that, you've effectively made a right triangle, which is half, particularly this right triangle is half of a square. And then I take a pencil up the side so I can cut it. See that line? See that line right there? That is going to be the edge of the square. So let's do that. This is not something where if you get it off a little bit, it's gonna, it's gonna mess everything up. So first thing you're gonna do, here you have your square. Take the bottom edge and you're gonna fold it up to the top. And you're gonna fold it so it meets as best you can that top edge. And fold that crease. And I like to fold the creases both ways for this particular, fold it both ways. Turn it. Now you do the same thing. So you've turned it halfway or a quarter way, and you bottom to the top, and you fold it. And then again, I'm going to fold it the other way too. I think it's going to help us in the end. All right, so now what you have, if you look at it, is you've got a paper that has one going straight down or a crease going straight down and a crease going across. This diagonal we're not really going to use, but we needed that obviously to make the square. But don't worry about that. So now we make it look like a diamond. We're going to keep it so it looks like a diamond. Take the bottom corner, fold the bottom corner up to that center piece. So these edges should follow those lines pretty much. One there and one there. Then you're going to turn it. Do the same thing again. That corner up to the bottom. Those should follow those lines. Same thing again. Turn it. The corner goes up to the center. And one more time. It almost looks like an envelope now, doesn't it? One more time, that corner goes up to the center. And there we have another square, really. See that you probably have this line going across right there. See that crease? That's going to be great for us because we're going to take this bottom edge and fold it up to that line. Not further, just right up there to the center. It's also nice that all of these pieces come together right there at the center. It points at the center because, well, I'll tell you in a second. We turn this around, do it again. The bottom edge. So now you've got like two long doors almost. See how they open up? And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to crease it both ways just because I think it makes it easier in the end. You still want it closed like this though. All right, so now we've got this long, it's almost got two doors. Turn it again. This one's all about turning it, part way. See right there where all those pieces, those center pieces came together, those points. That's what you're going to take as the center. So you're going to take this bottom edge again, and you're going to bring it up right there to the center. So halfway, basically, or a quarter of the way. Turn it all the way around and do it one more time. So now you have yet another square. I like to fold these again both ways because I think we'll find it easier in the end if we can crease them both ways and bring them back. All right, so there we go. Now we're going to open it all up. There it is. We open it all up to here. We're back to this spot. The top and the bottom open up. Now you're going to see a lot of lines here, but the ones I want you to focus on are right here on this triangle. So this one across, this one where it meets, this fold meets right there, these corners are going to go this way. You lift up the sides, see what happens? Push those corners in, and look what happens. As soon as you push those corners in, this side comes up. And that's exactly what you want, because you're going to take this side and right over those corners, you're going to fold it over. And wait a minute, look at that. We got part of a box. Turn it around. Here we have the same thing happening, right? If this was flat. Take your fingers on these two corners. You're going to push them in. And when you do, look what happens. This thing starts to close. Remember, I tried to crease those both ways to make it easier. Fold it over. And you now have half of a box. If you wanted to make sure that it didn't, kind of pull up or whatnot, maybe you could put a little bit of glue there or a piece of tape right there in the center. And then it wouldn't kind of pull apart. Now, to make something smaller, to make a box that goes into that, all you have to do, notice it's smaller, all you have to do is when you make that initial square, make it smaller. And I'll show you how to do that right here in a second. So the smaller one's going to fit in like this. It'll be like a jewelry box, which is what we want. The way to make a smaller box is, instead of taking this edge all the way up to that other edge, see how they meet up there? So I'm not taking it all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it short. I'm going to try best I can, and really, just do the best you can, eyeball it. Whatever this is here, try and make it the same. So if this is like, I don't know, a finger width, try and make that one a finger width. So a finger width all the way across the top. I don't know if you can see that. Now can you see that edge? All right, so a finger width all the way across maybe. That's about the same all the way across. Fold it, and now draw all the way around that side and this side here. And guess what? Smaller box. See how it's smaller there? And we're taking off more here. When you do it that way and you fold it, the box ends up smaller. And so it will nest inside of the larger box. So let me So there you have your box. You just took two squares, a big square and a smaller square. Next, we'll deal with the butterfly. Okay, in order to make this butterfly fit into one of these boxes, we're going to have to make the square pretty small, or certainly smaller than we made even the bottom part of the box. So let's take this corner and let's take it up. Oh my goodness, let's make it a small square. So we're going to take this corner and bring it up, I don't know, right about there. But make sure that it's the same distance from the top as it is on this edge here. That's how you get a square. So we're just going to eyeball it. Let's say that's about right. And then take a pencil. So here we have our square now. You notice that's the diagonal that we use to make the square. We're going to use that. We're going to use that in this particular. So make it a really good crease. There's one crease, and guess what we're going to do? Turn it this way. So it's going up and down. We're going to make the diagonal. We're going to make another crease just like it. So take the bottom corner up to meet the top corner. That's a pretty good square. Crease that really well. And open that up. Now we should have two diagonals. Turn it, oh, that much. So now it's a square in front of you. And we're going to make the bottom meet the top. Does this seem familiar? This is a pretty standard, these are pretty standard folds. And then turn it one more time, because we've got, what we had was this, one across, one going this way and this way. Guess what we need? One going this way. So we turn it, and we're going to fold it again. Now, here's the thing though. All of these folds, you notice that all of these folds go this way? They look like, I don't know, like valleys. That's because they're called valley folds. They're all going down. We need one of them, just one of them, to be a mountain, not a valley. So let's just pick one of these that go across and make that into a mountain. All right, here we go. We got this. This one is now a mountain. Turn that sheet over and push right in the center from the bottom. And look at that. It pops up like this. And that's important, because these, what was the mountain is now, what was this way was the mountain, now becomes the valley. And watch. What we're going to do is we're going to take these corners and these corners. Oh, look at that. Those valleys automatically kind of wanted to fold in. Right? So we had this, and then the valley decided they wanted to fold in. You're going to let it do that until you get a triangle, just like this. Now, I have found that sometimes it works, it folds better one way than the other. It's this way. What you want to do with this, follow that crease and fold it in half. We're almost there. So you've got these four, I'm going to call them pages for now, but you've got like what look like four little pages here. You've got a fold, a sharp angle or an acute angle, and then a right angle. What we're going to do is on this, keep the fold towards you. On this side, we're going to start, and I'll even draw it, kind of what we're going to do. We're going to take, and we're going to cut from about halfway here. We're going to cut a curve, however you want to make the curve. Something like that. I'm going to make it look like a shark. But a nice, kind of a rounded curve. Like that. We're going to cut off this top part. And you can experiment with how these curves make the thing different. But this, you might want to get some help from your parents, perhaps, if you're young, because cutting through all of those layers can be kind of difficult. So here now we've got, when we open it up, all four of these pages kind of look the same. So make it so that you've got these two in the middle, right? You've got these two in the middle and you can use them. So next, what we're going to do is the one on the right, we're going to fold it so that this top edge follows this crease. So watch this, kind of like this. Right? So that edge, that follows the crease right there. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. That's going to, and it's going to look awfully similar, kind of symmetrical. In fact, most often you will see in origami that things are symmetrical. It almost looks like a butterfly now, but it's not finished yet. Here we have it. We've folded these two down. We're going to turn it over, and now you just got this, the same thing. Or what looks like the same. you can take this bottom point and start folding it up. Now notice, right here, these are going to start to bend up a little bit. That's okay. That's what you want, kind of. So we're going to take it up. So it is just, this point is just over, goes just past the top there. Give it a good fold on the bottom here. And then take this point. We're going to fold it over the other side. Just like that. I'll show you what it looks like on the other side. So we folded it over. There it is. There's that point. In order to lock that in so it doesn't kind of do this, in order to keep that down, the best way to do it is to fold it all closed like this. And guess what? Let it go. Look what you got. And let's see if we made it small enough for our box. Open our box. Oh, it is just barely. It is, I think it's going to work. Oh, it's so close. Just barely. Let's see. We fold it up just a little bit. Yeah. So when someone opens it, when your mother opens it, boing, there it is. There it is, a little butterfly. And you can, if you want, you can decorate the wings. You can put "I love you, Mom," or whatever you want to put. You can put polka dots and spirals and things there on your butterfly. But once you've got it in the box there, you can put the top on. Just like this. And then you can decorate the outside as well. And this makes, I hope, for you a wonderful Mother's Day gift.